What's up, y'all? Big Red here, coming at you another Fallout 76 video on the channel. Hope my fellow vault dwellers out there thriving and surviving in a wasteland. Thank you for my subscribers by tuning in and watching. This is going to be a non-power armor heavy gun build. The accumulation of season 19, tweaking on this and tweaking on that to get it to where I think this is probably the best build to run outside power armor for a heavy gun. We're going to take first against old Snaky Poo. We're going to go fully maxed out with all our magazine bobbleheads with Revenant. We're taking one for the team to get the most damage that we can to see if we can beat our minute 5 time we did before. And see maybe we can get a better time out even outside power armor without stabilize. Is it valid to run your heavy guns outside power armor? I say it is with the Gatlin plasma. With getting the extra crit damage with the calibrated capacitor, it definitely makes it a beast of a weapon. So, thank you for my subscribers. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Appreciate y'all. We're going to utilize the Dangerous Syringer, lowers ballistic resistance down because we got half ballistic damage. We're going to take a hard lemonade, get our AP almost to 800. After tweaking on it, I've come to realize that +2 endurance is better than +2 agility. I've run a lot of +2 agility, had a lot of videos with it. After messing around with it, I can still get the AP to regen with +2 endurance, but we also get the extra hit points with the +2 endurance, and it makes us more tanky and being able to, and we're still able to lock in VATs like we are right now. We're locked in. AP regen and being able to have enough AP to get those VATs criticals. Now we're getting over 3,000. We're getting like in the high 2s, over 3,000 on the crits once the take one for the team is triggered. And we are shredding him down in a 41-second time. Dude, that is insane. No power armor, no stabilized. That's the power of the build. Power of the Gatlin plasma. Alright, let's just jump right into the next run. We're going to go into, I guess, Mr.eaerl with a bloody Gatlin plasma. All modded the same way. Crit damage, minus action point cost with the pinpointers on it. With the calibrated capacitor for extra 100% crit damage. Sticking core for the armor penetration. Reflex height for AP cost. Accelerating nozzle for the weapon speed. Now we're gonna fast forward till we get to the fight. We are going to utilize Revenant. After the fight, then we'll go over the armor that you need and a perk loadout, all that stuff. That's enough. There we go. Let's get our armor back on. Get us back in nerd rage. There we go. Let's reload. Come on, fast wheel. Reload our Dangerous. We'll shoot him with the Dangerous because it will lower his ballistic damage. Liquid courage. Hard lemonade. We're sitting at 770 on our AP. We're going to utilize the platform for the sake of keeping him off of us. He can still kill us. Let's see what we're getting. 1129. Get some AP regen. Let's get some AP regen. Come on. There goes some AP regen. Let's get a stim pack. 1200. Get your slime off of me. How you doing, Earl? I haven't seen you in a while. Now we're locked in. So yeah, +2 endurance seems like the way to go. We were able to take some hits there and keep on going, which is really good. We're able to tank a little bit against Earl, which if you ever play low health against Earl, he one-shots you really easy. Kill those Wendigo, that's gonna be the most annoying thing. Another stim pack, get off me. Lock back in on vats. Just gotta dodge and weave, dodge and weave. Come on, Earl, that's not nice. Oh, I was on his torso, my bad. That's the difference between not having the vampire, you know, we're not getting no healing, but we're still doing good. We're able to take a little bit from him. +2 endurance is really coming in handy. Getting over 1,000. I think Brevin is probably worn off by now. Still getting over 1,000 on the crits though. It is melting him. 1,100 on some. 1,155 on some. We're locking in. It's doing its APZ. One gun armies, keeping him staggered. Let's get a couple of these Wendigos. We got him. Whew, that was a beast. Wow. Feel like he went really fast. You'll know the time as we're watching it. I don't know, but it sure does feel like it went really fast. Look at that liquid courage. Yeah, we got it in under 4 minutes, I believe. What a beast. All right, so how do we get here? The things we use and everything that's coming up next. If you already feel confident, you can go ahead and peace out, and I thank you for watching, and if you're interested, just hang tight and we're going to get into the build. Wow, so how did we get there? That was pretty crazy. 40-second time on the snake, and then, you know, a 3-minute time on Earl. This build is freaking insane. It's very addictive. It's my accumulation of season 19 with the introduction of 4 stars, with the ability of the Gatlin plasma with its mods. Yeah, definitely a fun build with the lower AP cost of heavy guns, being VAT friendly. It's a reality that heavy guns are better than a lot of commando weapons in VATs now. So with all that being said, I know I've done some videos with several with Gatlin plasma, but this is a dedicated build. Like I said, casual boss killer or non-power armor. It's tanky enough. You saw it taking hits from Earl and surviving and taking the poison of the snake, and very fun, very addicting. Like I said, what you have to have with the full set of unyielding, because this is low health. There's still benefits from playing low health. You know, one is adrenaline reaction, the damage increase. It's also the AP you get from the +3 that adds to your stats to get your agility high, to your perception being high from your unyielding armor. to being able your luck and not having to worry about a food buff for your luck or for your AP. So there's definitely a lot of benefits still playing bloodied, regardless of contrary belief. It will be interesting with the update, and we'll see how it turns out with having, you know, onslaught and being a ghoul and seeing how full health can be competitive. But unyielding is still powerful, and you need it to pull this build off because you need the benefits of increasing your AP, helping your perception, and having your luck. But you need Secret Service, one, because it's easy to get. You can go to a weekend, you can grind, do the Atlantic quest line, get your Silver Engineer armor, and then grind it out through expeditions, and you can get the mods you need to make your armor for your playstyle. I would recommend going Braze with the arms. You can go Ultralight, but Braze gives you a 40% chance to block melee attacks, and everything is trying to attack you and hit you in the apocalypse. Not even just the snake and Earl or the queen are trying to stomp you, the robots, but even ghouls, whatever, everything is trying to clobber you. So that gives you a chance to block their melee attack. And then I would go with Ultralight on the legs. You go Ultralight with your arms too if you want to. Ultralight gets you +5 action points. It adds to your AP pool, that is what you need. You want your AP as high as you can get it. You want buttressed, so that is the best resistance you can get to go with that mod on there, so you want to learn that. You want to have asbestos and a jetpack on your chest pieces. That way you can swap back and forth, and you don't have to change your Funky Duds to sizzling style. You put on asbestos, and you can have Funky Duds have fire and poison at the same time without having to invest in changing a legendary perk out. You need to have on your armor. Another reason that we are using Silver Engineer armor is because it says weapon breaks slower, which allows you to put one rank of gunsmith at 10%, weapon breaks 10% slower, with weapon breaks 35% slower, brings you to a 45% mark, and that's almost like having a 5th star on your weapon, where you get like a durability mod where your weapon breaks 50% slower. So it brings you to a sweet point where you can go through several events and you don't have to constantly repair your weapon, and otherwise your Gatlin plasma will break, or any gun you're using that has faster fire rate like 114 and up, it's going to break really quick when you have a higher fire rate, and you'll be constantly repairing it. So it synergizes well with any heavy gun that fires really fast. Holy Fire, Gatlin plasma, Gauss minigun, 50 cal, a laser, Gatlin laser, anything like that you want to throw in here. But we did utilize the Gatlin plasma because that's the best damage out of all the heavy guns. So that's why we showcased it with the build, to show you the maximum potential of it. But you can play with whatever you want to. It's your wasteland. We're just living in it. But you do got to have +2 endurance in all your armor pieces. I have +2 endurance in all those runs. I used to run +2 agility a lot, and it will get you by, and it is still powerful. It'll have your AP and like 850, but the tankiness that the +2 endurance brings, I didn't realize it when I was doing some runs against the snake with the vampires, and I was dying sometimes from a +2 agility, and so I learned the endurance, and so I crafted some, put it on there, and lo and behold, it's raising our hit points up to 40. We got 32 from the armor, and then we got 8 from our food buff, so that brings us to 40, and every hit point makes it you take less damage. The higher your health, the higher the hit points, the less damage you take when something hits you. That's why Earl could hit us and we didn't get one-shotted. If you ever play low health against Earl, you get one-shotted easy. But with this build, you can stand and go toe-to-toe with Earl and not have to worry about getting one-shotted so quickly and so easily. So +2 endurance, and your AP's high enough to get the AP regen. so you're not sacrificing that. And so I did learn that, and so that's why I tweaked this build. That's why I'm making the build video, because last time I had like +2 agility with the similar build, but now I'm recommending going +2 endurance. The other thing you have to have, the other thing that +2 endurance does, if you look at our life giver, 198, that's insane. Look at our HP, 148 at low health. It's usually like 68. So it increases our life giver, increases natural resistance, 62 fire resist. All our elemental resistance is 62. Our thirst quencher is 143 to our max AP. Our iron stomach's 109 to our energy and damage resist, because they're all affected by our endurance. Life giver, iron stomach, natural resistance, and thirst are based on endurance. So having that +2 endurance synergizes with that, and it makes you super tanky outside power armor. And that's the goal. Have your heavy gun in power armor was always a benefit. And but now with this, you can really go outside power armor without, and still have a heavy gun and still be tanky, still be a tank, and also get great damage, especially with the Gatlin plasma, with the way it's modded now, with like a calibrated capacitor. It's giving the extra crit damage, with the VAT crits being the power of the build. You just melt through enemies, as you saw. Alright, so that with the armor. The only other thing with the armor that you could work toward, you need to have thru hiker, because it frees up 5 points in your loadout, which will allow you in your loadout to be able to have like lock and load instead of traveling from pharmacy, and it makes room for ghoulish and natural resistance, which you can sacrifice those. But if you have those 2 points in endurance, then you can't put revenant on whenever you want to. You have to sacrifice iron stomach and bullet shield, because you already sacrificed these because of thru hiker. So I think it's one of the better effects for your 3rd star, because it's freeing up 5 points and allowing you to invest in other things in your loadout. So I do highly recommend it. I do recommend working toward a full set of sawbones. You saw how it was effective in the fight. I didn't have to hit a stim pack all the time. You saw my health was regenerating. It's like having solo armor for low health. It's even better. It's 5 instead of 4, and it'll more than keep you alive and thriving. You don't have to have it, but it will optimize your build eventually. It's something you can work toward. Alright, over in the perk loadout, before application legendary perks, we got a 10 in strength, we got a 1 in perception, 10 in endurance, 4 in charisma, 6 in intelligence, 15, remember that, 15 in agility, and a 10 in luck. Why did I do that for? Alright, so obviously all our heavy gunners are maxed out. Blocker, 45% less melee damage. You definitely want this. It'll keep you alive and thriving at low health. You're going to take big hits if you don't have this, and you have possibility of getting chomped on by a mutant hound dog and dying. But this, you will stay alive against Earl, against the snake. So you need it. Yeah, lock and load, like I said, this will help your DPS stay more sustainable, your play be smoother, and if you got a thru hiker, you can squeeze that in there. This makes it a little bit better. That's a cherry on the cake. We got concentrate fire 1, get those VATS critical shots, eye shots, head shots, knee shots, he shot, we shot, whatever everybody shot. I mean, whatever shot you want, you get it. You can switch to different limbs. You only need 1 level of it, and because you have unyielding armor, you don't have to worry about it. You only got 1 in perception. You'll still be in the 20s. You'll still be good enough to get VATS accuracy. Saw how much Life Giver was doing. Very powerful card. You need it. Maxed out. Iron Stomach, you saw what it was doing. Very powerful. Maxed out. Adding to our resistance, making us tanky. Ghoulish is bringing us healing. Everything has radiation. We're in the wasteland, so definitely need this card to stay alive and thrive and to get a little healing from everything that's trying to kill you. Natural resistance, you could go 2 with Ghoulish if you don't feel like you need natural resistance. I put it on there, get a little extra poison resist, especially going through the snake, or a little extra fire resist. But definitely you could put 2 levels of Ghoulish, because you got Funky Does and Asbestos Lining. You really could go without it, but I put it on there to have that little extra bang. Thirst quencher, definitely essential. This interacts with our AP being so high, allowing us to lock in vats and melt bosses, melt the snake, melt Earl. And as you can see, as we're watching a little clip, you can melt anything in a wasteland. Bullet shield, because you have 500 if you're using Gatlin plasma, and even most heavy guns have a high ammo capacity, so you won't be firing a lot. You'll be utilizing this card with a 20% deflect chance. Very powerful card, deflects everything. Fireproof for tankiness, survivability, radical for carry weight, start stings to keep your mutations. Strange in numbers, it multiplies your eagle eyes, it multiplies your food buffs, your crit buffs, your AP buffs, all your mutations. You definitely need it if you're playing on team. It makes every build more powerful by 25%. Definitely got to have it. Tenderizer for more damage resist. I mean more damage for 10 seconds. Definitely a great multiplier in the game. We got Nerd Rage for 40 damage resist, 20 damage, 15 AP regen when below 20% health. You definitely want this. It's a staple for all heavy guns and for all low health, and you definitely need this in your build. It's a pretty kind of no-brainer. Barriers include your carry weight of your ammo, and now if you're running strictly ballistic, and if you have through hikers on your armor pieces, you can go lock and load at 1, bandolier 2, or you can manage your weight. Or if you don't have through hiker, you'll have to sacrifice something in your heavy guns. You'll still be okay, but you have to make room for it. I wasn't running no ballistics with this, so I didn't have it worked in there. Gunsmith at 1, like I said, this works with our armor. It brings us to a sweet spot. Our weapon breaks 45% slower. Definitely want it. Otherwise, you get your pants caught, like with your caught with your pants down. That's nobody wants that. You die when you're trying to repair your weapon sometimes. But anyway, yeah, you definitely need that. Action Boy for AP regen. Evasive, get an evade chance. Born Survivor, kicking those stim packs quickly. Gun Foo to swap our targets and make our vats more smooth and make it more optimal. Adrenaline, we stack it up, get 60% extra damage. It'll be interesting to see how we compare this to Onslaught. But right now, Adrenaline, Onslaught will be coming tomorrow, so we'll be changing this build. But Dodgy at 2 for tankiness, with avoid 20% of damage at 30 action points per hit. Definitely a powerful card. Bloody Mess, get an extra 15% damage plus things blow in a gory paste. Everything wants to see stuff blow in a gory paste. Better Criticals, get an extra 100% crit damage. That's the power of the build. You gotta have it. This is definitely essential. Needs to be in the build. Serendipity for survivability. We have an evade chance. Ricochet for get a deflect chance from range attacks. 4-leaf clover and critical savvy working together, get a crit every second shot, and sometimes back to back if you get a miss. And in vats, the next shot will be a crit, so you could get a crit, get a miss, and the next shot be a crit, so you could get them back to back. Good with salt. I switch this out when I'm doing events. I put one gun army on a lot of bosses. I might throw Grim Reaper Sprint in there when I'm doing an event, but put back on good with salt because so my food buffs last longer. You might have to make room for Class Freak if you're a newer player and you're managing your carry weight. When you eventually have SERMs, you can cancel out your negative effects and you don't have to worry about Class Freak. So that's up to you how you want to play your play style. And the legendary perks, you need 3 cards maxed out to pull out the perk cards that we just shown. So an extra 15 points invested in a build. Like I said, 15 agility. You have plus 5 legendary agility added onto the 15, which gives you a base of 20. That gives you a higher AP pool. For every point in agility is 10 points in your max AP. So adding this on there is adding an extra 50 to your AP, and that does matter. You have to get it up closer to to a higher amount in order to get that thirst quencher to interact the way it does with your AP. So more AP, the more vats you have, the more you stay in your firing, the more things are dying, the more you stay alive. Taking one for the team, you saw how powerful this was. At one of the few left multiplicative bonuses, 40% more damage when somebody attacks you. You saw how you jumped up to over 3,000 on the crits against the snake. So definitely working in your build, get your damage over the top. Definitely, these three will optimize your build. They're not necessary, but they are what will make your play even better. Because Funky Does is going to keep you alive at 20%, 200% poison damage, survivability, tankability. You do want to get that maxed out as soon as you can, especially going through the raids. Alright, that is all of the build as far as the armor and the perk loadout. I based it off of carnivore. Here are the mutations real quick that we ran. We are a carnivore, we are adrenaline and bird bone. Adrenaline for damage when you're at low health, it increases up to 63%. Bird bone, because it gives us +5 agility. Carnivore, because it's easy to get. You go over here to Murloc Steamer, look, cook soft shell meat. You'll stock this up, and that is a 50 to your max AP. When you're on a team with strange in numbers, it will increase your AP by 50. Easy to get. You just collect it every day. No problem. That's why we chose carnivore, because the buffs are easier to get, so you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to get the harder ones. Like the herbivore ones are a little bit harder, that affect AP. They can be gotten, but it's not as easy as carnivore, so that's why I chose carnivore. But you saw the damage was still good, plus the carry weight you get with carnivore. But we get 3 times effect from when we're on a team from our carnivore buffs. We got chameleon, because why not? I mean, it ain't hurting nothing. Eagle eyes gives us +5 perception and an extra 63 to our crit damage, which is the power of the build. So you want eagle eyes. Egghead for extra intelligence. Electrically charged, why not? To kill the little pesky mole rats that try to bug you. Herd mentality is definitely essential, because how you get your 33 luck with your unyielding. Herd mentality gets you +3, and with your unyielding it gets you to 33. So we got 33 luck, we got 50 agility, 32 endurance, because our food buff run off. 32 endurance is what we have with our armor. 50 is what we have with our food buffs, our agility. We got Skelly Skin, gives us energy and damage resist. They will affect your AP a little bit if you don't cancel it out. Speed Demon for reloads, and unstable isotope for movement speed, and unstable isotope to kill another thing, to kill the little pesky little things running around that are bothering you. Those are the mutations that you gotta have, the buffs you gotta have. And like I said, first is going to be Company T, which this right here is a Company T machine in green and white. It could look a little different, like the little Sicily one that's looks like an Italian little Sicily machine. No, that's a coffee maker. Okay, it might be a different company. Somebody tell me. I don't know if I'm wrong or not. But you just need Company T. I think there is a different one, but can't remember. You need Company T, gets you +10 AP regen as a carnivore, and it does make a big difference. As a herbivore, you get 25 when you're at strange numbers, because it's considered a vegetable, but it's still, that +10 does make a difference. So you definitely want to have that. You want to have the Murloc Steamer. This will give you your next one that you need, the cooked soft shell meat. It gives you 50 to your max AP, and you get it easily. Next one you need to have is either sweet mud fruit tea or a steep thistle tea. It'll give you 50 to your crit damage. 100 if you're a herbivore, only 50 if you're a carnivore, but that's okay. You get the extra 50 crit damage on your weapon, and you're still going to do great damage. Like I say, we're choosing this route because it's easier for you. That's why I made it on stuff that you can get really easy as a newer player. Squirrel on a stick is something you get from every train station, +8 agility. That's an extra 80 to your AP. So I mean, the cooked soft shell meat, the squirrel on a stick, the Company Tea and sweet mud fruit tea are definitely essential to help the build run really well. Another thing you probably want to have real quick is either dog meat steak, the aged Murloc queen steak, or roasted scorched beef heart, which you just got to kill a scorched beef and you roast their heart. Where's that right here? Gives you +8 to your endurance, which will give you more hit points. Or you can also get it from Yasmin, Grandma, or go to the White Springs Refuge and go to the cafeteria, and you can get it there. That's where you get your food buffs from. But you need those simple buffs right there in order to bring the build over the top and be OP. So yeah, tell me what y'all think about it. Do you like playing with your heavy gun inside VATS, or do you outside power armor having more friendly with VATS, having more AP, or do you like your power armor? Do you like using heavy gun in VATS, or do you like playing more old school? I'd like to know what your thoughts are on it. This is kind of new, like I said. This is a new reality of Fallout, where heavy guns are more effective than even commando weapons, and it's a very fun build, and you'll get addicted to it if you try it. And it is more than powerful enough to take down the tankiest of bosses and have you thriving and surviving. So, hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe. Sorry I talked so long. I tried to cover everything in a short amount of time and condense it down for the newer players. And appreciate anybody checking out the video. I'll see y'all in the next one.